Welcome to Stronger by the Day, achieving a balanced life through faith, family, and fitness. I'm Brett, your online coach, and I'm here to help you unlock your full potential and achieve your lifestyle goals. Join me each week as I analyze and interview experts and everyday heroes who transform their lives through a balanced approach. We'll tackle topics like spiritual disciplines, time management, workout routines, nutrition hacks, mental wellness, and everything in between to help you live your healthiest and happiest life. So grab your water bottle, put on your sneakers, and let's get ready to sweat, learn, and grow together.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Stronger by the Day. This is where we help busy men become stronger in faith, stronger family, and stronger in fitness. And today, I want to talk about something that I think every man's experienced. And it's, you wake up on Monday, you're all fired up, you're ready to go for the week, right? You're ready to change your life, ready to make a difference. And you say, this is the week. I'm getting up early, I'm working out, I'm eating better, I'm praying first, I'm being more present at home, I'm getting back in control. And for a day or two, it works. And Wednesday hits. All right. Work gets heavy. Kids need something. They're a bad night's sleep. Calendar gets packed. You miss like one workout, right? Grab whatever's food's easy because that meal prep from Sunday, and now, man, it just doesn't feel there. It's not there. Get home tired. You're distracted. You're short-tempered. And then suddenly the motivation that you had on Monday is just gone. So, here's the truth. I want to build today's episode around it. Motivation is unstable. It is useful, but it's not really reliable. And if you're a busy man trying to lead a work, love your family well, grow spiritually, and take care of your body, you cannot build your life on motivation alone. You need something deeper, something much deeper. You need order, standards, systems, identity, and faith. You need a framework that's going to carry you when your feelings just don't. So this episode is for the man who knows you got more in you, you're not lazy, and that's important to say. Just because you don't get something done doesn't mean you're lazy. It just maybe means you got conflicted. You have responsibilities. You have pressure. You have people counting on you. You were trying to perform at work, provide for your family, stay connected to your spouse, be present with your kids, grow in your faith, and somehow still find time to train, eat right, and take care of yourself. Most days it feels like you're getting the leftovers of your own life. Everybody gets a piece of you but you. Your job gets your energy. Your family gets what's left, and we'll talk about that later. Your health gets pushed tomorrow. Terrible idea. And your faith gets squeezed in the margins. Like everything is basically backward, right? And then you feel guilty because you know better. You know you should move your body. You know you should be more disciplined. You know you should spend time with God. And you know you should lead at home with more patience and presence. But what that's not really the problem. The problem is you've been trying to use motivation to do a job that only a system can be able to do. Motivation can get you started, but it will not carry you through a hard season. I was guilty of it last night. I missed a responsibility because I didn't pay attention to my systems in place. Each your own dog. Motivation is unstable because it's connected to how you feel. And feelings, they change, right? Motivation changes with your sleep. It changes with your stress, your schedule. Changes when you get conflict at home, pressures at work, maybe even what you ate yesterday. I don't know. It changes with whether life is calm or chaotic. And I'm not saying motivation is bad. It's a gift. But sometimes, sometimes God's going to use a spark to wake something up in you. Sometimes you hear a message, have a conversation, see a picture of yourself, step on the scale, realize you're just not showing up the way you want to show up. And that moment gives you energy. That spark, that matters. But a spark is not destruction. A spark can start a fire, but if there's no wood, no oxygen, no protection, no whatever, it's going to burn out. It's going to fizzle out. And that's what happens to a lot of men. You get a spark, she's going strong, right? Then life blows on it. And that fire, that spark fizzles out, and that's why many men, we live in cycles. Start, stop, get motivated, fall off, get frustrated, start again, feel good, get busy, disappear, come back ashamed, try harder. But trying harder, that's not always the answer. Sometimes the answer is building better, building a system, and building something that you can stick to. So this is where we got to be honest. A lot of men, we're not lacking desire. We're lacking order. And that's why the foundation of this podcast is faith, family, fitness, in that order. When fitness comes first, it can become vanity. When work comes first, family gets your leftovers. When family comes first without faith, you can start carrying pressure you were never meant to carry alone. But when faith is first, everything else has a place. Faith gives you identity, family gives you responsibility, and fitness, that gives you capacity. That order matters because when your identity is rooted in performance, you're only okay when you're winning. When your identity is rooted in your body, you're only okay when you like what you see. And when your identity is rooted in your career, you're only okay when business is good. But when your identity is rooted in God, you can have a bad day without becoming a bad man. You can miss a workout without quitting. You can have a hard conversation without running. You can repent, reset, and return. That is stronger than motivation. So when that motivation is unstable, what do you rely on? Now, first you rely on identity. Not I'm trying to get healthy, but I'm the kind of man who stewards what God has given me. Not I'm trying to be a better husband, but I'm the kind of man who leads with love, patience, and presence. Not I'm trying to get back in shape, but I'm the kind of man who keeps promises to himself. And that shift, that mindset, that matters because goals are about what you want. Identity is about what you are becoming. And that's an important distinction. And when you know what you're becoming, your choices start to have a filter. You ask different questions. Not, do I feel like working out? But what would a disciplined man do with 20 minutes? Not, do I feel like praying? But what does a man of faith do before the day owns him? Not, do I feel like being patient? But what kind of husband and father am I called to be right now? It's not motivation. That's a standard. And standards are stronger than feelings. So I've built out this 9-block framework for busy men to help put a structure around that order I keep talking about. Because you don't need more random information. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need another extreme plan that only works when life is perfect. You need a framework. You need a way of looking at life and being able to say, where am I right now? What needs attention? And what is the next right step? And that 9-block program is designed to stop guessing and start building 1 block at a time. And before you change anything, you got to be honest. You got to be able to tell the truth. Where are you physically? Where are you spiritually? Where are you emotionally? Where are you relationally? Where are you making your excuses? Where are you overcomplicating things? Because what gets measured gets managed. Then we move into goals, but not shallow goals. Not, I want to lose 20 pounds. Like, who cares? What does that matter? I mean, that could be part of it. Well, let's go deeper. Why do you want to lose the weight? Is it so you have more energy for your kids? Is it so you can lead with more confidence? Is it so you stop feeling like you're slowly drifting? Is it so you can honor God with your body and perform how he's called you to perform? Is it so your wife gets the best version of you and not the exhausted version? And that's what I call goal alchemy. It takes a surface goal and connect it to a deeper purpose. Then we get practical. We build the workout routine. Not the fantasy plan, the real plan. The plan that works when you have meetings, travel, kids activities, stress, limited time. Because you plan, you can't repeat. It's not a plan. It's just an idea. And ideas are great, but if they don't manifest to become something, they just remain an idea and not an actual. But we started addressing nutrition. Again, not perfection, but rhythm. Heard me talk about it before. Protein, water, carbs, fats, simple meals, better choices, preparation, and consistency. Because you don't need a complicated diet. You can if you want, I guess. I mean, I compete on stage and those diets I'm tracking how much olive oil I'm eating. But you need a repeatable rhythm. And the rest of the 9-block, it continues building the support systems around the man, your habits, your schedule, your environment, your accountability, your recovery, your reflection. It's your ability to sustain this when life gets hard. And at the end of the day, that's the key. The 9-block is not built around motivation. It's built around structure because structure protects what motivation starts. Without that structure, that motivation may just be an idea and never actually realized. But let's get back to the faith because discipline, it's not just a fitness word. Discipline is spiritual. The man who cannot say no to his impulses will struggle to say yes to his call. It may sound strong, but is it true? If every feeling gets a vote, your life will be unstable. If tired gets a vote, you will skip everything. If stress gets a vote, you'll eat anything. If frustration gets a vote, you'll speak harshly. Comfort gets a vote, you'll avoid growth. If fear gets a vote, you're just going to stay stuck. But faith teaches us that we're not called to be ruled by every feeling. We're called to walk by truth. And some days, truth may sound like this. I don't feel like it, but I know who I am. I don't feel motivated, but I made a commitment. I don't feel strong. God's strength is enough for this next step. I don't feel like leading, but my family needs me present. I don't feel like training, but my body is a gift and I will steward it. And that's where strength is built. Strength isn't built on easy days. Anybody can do an easy day, but it's built on the days when motivation's gone and you choose your obedience anyway. You follow that structure. So here's a challenge for this week. I want you to stop asking, how do I get more motivated? Instead, I want you to ask this: what do I need in place so I can follow through even when motivation is low? That's a better question. And I want you to choose one area, not 10, not a lot, just one. Faith, family, or fitness. Pick the area where you've been relying too much on feelings and start relying on the structure. For family, maybe it's putting the phone down first 20 minutes when you get home. For fitness, maybe it's 3 workouts this week. Even if it's only 25 minutes, who cares? Then let's make it specific. What days? What time? Where? What are you going to do? And what are your blockers? What can get in the way of that plan, of that structure? And then how are you going to respond when that happens? That's how you build consistency. You don't wait for motivation. You can remove the guesswork and rely on the plan. Listen, you're still going to miss, and that's okay. Sometimes we just miss it. We try, we have every good intention, we have all the plan, all the structure, and we miss. And that doesn't mean the system failed. It means you're human. The goal is not perfection. It's always progress, recovery. A weak system says, I missed it. Might as well quit, start over, throw it away. Strong system, I missed. All right, let's reset. And that's maturity. That's growth. That's leadership. And that's what we're building, right? Men who do not disappear when life gets hard. Men who do not need perfect conditions to make progress. Men who do not confuse a bad day with a bad identity. Men who are becoming stronger by the day. So I want you to remember this. Motivation is unstable. It comes and it goes, period. But identity, order, standards, faith, and systems can carry you when motivation cannot. Don't build your life on a feeling. Build it on God, who has called you to do something and be something. Get your order right. Faith first, family, strong, and fitness fueled. And when you do that, you're not just going to be strong, you're going to stay strong. Thanks for listening. Stronger by the Day. Share this episode with another man who keeps waiting to feel motivated. He may not need more motivation. He may need a better foundation. And remember, when you get your order right, you become the man you were made to be. Now let's all get stronger by the day. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for tuning into Stronger by the Day. I hope you found today's episode inspiring and packed with actionable tips to help you on your fitness journey. Remember, every step you take is a step towards a healthier, happier, and stronger you. If you enjoyed the episode, please take a moment to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. For more resources, tips, and to connect with me, visit us at dmv.fitness or on Instagram at dmvfitness2025. I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's episode and what topics you'd like us to cover in the future. Until next time, stay motivated, keep moving, and remember, you've got this.